Right, she is crazy, entertaining, and fun. Her name is Slew, all the way from Tembisa. She is my sister. She is a goddess, a warrior of light. She speaks with so much wisdom and influence and intention. She's very close to my heart. Adopted her as my little sister, and she knows.
No home affairs over here.
Once the retreat starts coming up, she's the number one MC that Spirit has chosen to come usher the people in the tribe of the people that have been called to come and sit and have authentic, soulful conversations with us, because there's a lot. We are going through stuff. We are in an age of inquisitiveness. We are questioning everything from the Bible, from origin, from the roots, from the food that we eat, from the hair that we wear. We are just constantly asking ourselves so that we can shed off, right, the weight that have been bestowed upon us by the people that were there before us. And I feel, much appreciation from where they are and where they're coming from. I acknowledge all they've done, but I sometimes feel like so much is expected from us, this generation.
I've always said
there's something about this generation. There is really something about this generation. If you don't see it, I'm seeing it. Joe, if you're not seeing, I'm seeing it. There's just a whole lot of things that are happening. People are waking up, right?
It's a transition.
Mm-hmm.
And the transition is very painful. Before a star becomes what we see and admire, it goes through so much.
Yeah.
So we need to acknowledge that as a people, we are going through a transition, and it's painful. And unfortunately, we are not products tailoring where it's just do and then we move on. You understand what I mean? You go to how get void, we stop. We need to be present in the moment. We need to unravel so many things. We need to unlayer so many things about ourselves. We need to forgive people we don't know, people that made decisions that are now affecting us. We need to find solutions to problems we never created. So all of these things show us that, I think, by virtue of us having difficulties, that should suggest that we are in the right direction.
Yeah.
But in overall, we are in a transition. We're in a transition. A lot of us are first generation curse breakers.
Yeah.
If I can put it like that.
And we're doing it.
We are doing it.
We're stepping up, like, honestly speaking. We are doing it.
We are doing it, but we don't pat ourselves on the back.
We should.
We don't pat ourselves on the back.
I give myself a lot of hugs. Hence, I love telling people they must be gentle with themselves.
Because
I practice it with self first before anybody else.
Something like when I get a business idea and I latch into it and I want to venture into it, and I bring all of these people around me. For some reason, something somewhere down the line happens, and all these people go away, and now I'm left alone.
Yeah.
And it happened continuously. Then I started to wonder that, what is it am I doing to these people that is making them go away? And I said, well, what answer did you get for that question? And she said, I then realized,
Yeah.
She said, I then realized that actually I needed to be alone. Because there are certain things that you need to do on your own so that you are able to appreciate company around you. It's all well and good to understand that people don't owe you anything and you are not entitled. But truth be told, we are humans. No man is an island.
That's
you
true.
Understand? In the very same breath, it's very easy to take things for granted.
Yeah.
So that is why we need to be reminded that actually nobody owes you anything.
That's true.
Because in taking things for granted, then we grow into our comfort zones.
Yeah.
Then our humanity, it's just always going to be there.
We always feel the need. We always feel the need for people to come and validate and affirm and say things to us. If they don't say anything, you sort of start asking yourself, are you okay? Are you relevant? Right? So I'm speaking in a sense of, I found how sufficient I can be even when there's no one around.
How strong you can be.
Yes. So what's ringing in my head was, but who heals the healer? Who heals the giver? Or who gives the giver? Who speaks for the speaker? who prays for the prayer warrior, who motivates the motivator. And there's a lot of answers that I found in between all the questions. Thank God I'm journaling and I'm writing about it. And I think those are the diamond pearls that Spirit wanted to instill inside of me. I got angry to a lot of people that I love.
Yeah.
I got mad at myself for always being a giver and not putting boundaries for myself. So I then was reminded to fill my cup first before I reach out. And I feel the need that I'm lonely, and I want Selokela to say something on WhatsApp and to hype me up. And if she's not saying anything, I would go on Facebook and check, has she said something? I like externally, I did the work. I chased everything away and
came back to the core.
Yes.
When you ask those questions, when you ask who
heals
heals the healer, who gives the giver?
Yes.
I sat here and thought to myself, is the giver ready to receive? Because sometimes it can be your nature to be a giver. Yeah. But now the skill and the art of receiving is something you need to learn. You understand what I mean? So a lot of times the reason why we'll feel like people are taking and taking is because you are giving and giving.
Yes.
It's like
it's a habit, right?
It's a habit. It's
like, in your blood.
Exactly. So it's also about understanding that people will only take what is on offer. If you walk into a store and there's a sale, honey, I'm not gonna buy anything with normal price. I want that sale. So whatever it is that you put on offer is what people will take. So if you give the impression and you affirm that I'm a giver, I'll give it to you. So you understand what I mean? People come there with that impression and with the intention of taking, because you know what? They have mastered the art of taking. But you need to now put in the work, and it's very unfortunate because that you need to do on your own.
Yes, that's
you
very
need to
true.
Learn how to become
a receiver.
Yeah. So there's nobody to blame for that.
Wow.
So the healer needs to be ready to be healed
to
by someone else.
Yes, and hardly we hardly there's no there's trust issues going on between healers. You see it on social media. You see how we speak of each other. There's a trend that's going on that even bana ba badimo kampo bana ba moya, or people of the same caliber or church or bana ba motho can be so vile and speak of each other in such manner on social media.
The painful thing is that we forget that we are spirit having a human experience. So for that reason, we then get to a point where we no longer watch what we think. We no longer watch what we consume.
Yes.
And we forget that we are vessels.
Yes.
Now, we say the most horrible things to each other. The meanest things to each other. You know why? Because I am so real, and I'm a straight talker, and I'm going to say whatever I want, and I don't care how you feel about that. It's okay for you to not want to think about how that's going to make me feel. But you need to understand that which you say to another person has already been said to you, and you said it to yourself, because you are only repeating what you know for yourself and what you have taught yourself. So speaking horribly towards other people or speaking horribly of other people, they might be horrible. There are a couple of people that are horrible out here that really annoy the life out of us, but we need to begin to understand the power that we possess as vessels, as individuals. And in that instance, maybe, just a little maybe, we can be kinder to ourselves so we can be kinder to other people. Recoil to the point that even just a simple "how are you?" Ask anybody that I talk to on WhatsApp or anywhere. If they ask me, "How are you doing?" I sigh first. I'm like, wait, let me find the right words to describe, because I find we are moving so fast. Yes. It's always, "How are you?" "I'm fine." "What are you up to?" Can we get to the point where I say
the burden and the heaviness of the language that we use, guys? This "how are you" leona ke na le bothata le ona, because rena re botsa gore motho o jwang or o tsogile jwang, o botsisa like tsa maphelo a gage, but the "how are you" ke ela ya gore You are masking and covering up a lot of things that you're going through so that the conversation can go on. Hi Gogo, how are you? I'm okay, how are you? And then you jump onto, oh so, da. Ai tshwane le ge rena re bolela as batho. Do you get it? Le kae? Bomang. Ke ra lona ba geno ba o sepela go le bona. Le tsogile jwang? Le robetse jwang? Right? Those are the questions that probably allowed our people to be able to say,
we are, and I've noticed this trend,
yes.
I personally don't take greetings for granted. How I give them and how I receive them, I don't take that for granted. I wonder if I greet a person and say Dumela, me and that person have real issues.
Yeah.
Because by virtue of understanding that I'm spirit and understanding what yes.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? That for me means that when I greet you, I need to recognize that. I need to recognize those people.
Yes.
Now, if I just recognize you as an individual, there's a problem.
You've missed out on a lot of things.
So
right?
we stop greeting each other. We pass each other. I don't talk to Itesh. We have beef. Whatever that may be.
Yeah, beef
is expensive.
What beef?
We must just give them the whole
I want to understand the beef, or maybe I'm getting old. maybe I'm revealing my age.
Yeah. It's a beautiful name. I have to say so myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
you have every right.
Can you go back to beef? I was literally waiting to listen to beef.
We will. I just want to find out who she is.
Oh wow. Okay.
Introduction. If you have AKAs, you can hoy them. That's the generation yadi beef. But AKA, right?
Now we are not gifted lyrically. Next thing you know, there's another song out with my name on it.
Okay.
Sure. Selokela, ne?
That sounded like me, right? The show part.
Yeah, it's Selokela. Yeah, very. I'm very loud. Let's just start where it all starts. So, I am beautiful young woman. Come from a family, particularly on the maternal side, wherein teenage pregnancy has been the tradition and the norm, of how a lot of us came to the face of the earth. I'll tell you a story about my name. So I got what's more gaspedi ngwana o raelela smangmang araelela smangmang.
Yes.
So culturally Nabitwanchor the firstborn of my grandmother, who happens to be my uncle, right? So the name Selokela, in translation into English, it means, translated into English rather, it means she who does good. So it's a name that my grandmother got, has no had.
Oh, makes sense. Okay.
So then my uncle became Selokela, but he doesn't use it. Thank God he doesn't. I mean, I think I'm doing a lot of justice to the name. No offense, love you, my woman. Right? And then when I was born, then they said, Selokela. And I'm sharing that story because for a very long time, I was very uncomfortable with my name. Every time people would ask me, what's your name? I'm like, I don't want to tell you my name. Because even in school, I would be the prefect, the leader. So that for me was like, yeah, you see, I'm living up to my surname. But now the Selokela part of it, the fact that I was a bit confused about it. I didn't know how to change it to make it cool. For instance, in Tabi Tabi.
Yes.
Am
I allowed to laugh?
Selokela.
Because I'm thinking of names that we could have given you and teased you. Usilo, Bukadi.
Buslu.
Yes, Slu, it's a name that it can twang now. Maranagana Marae. Saita Boromoe.
Oh, because
Silo. Orokadi.
It just didn't work. So until I went back to my grandmother and said, something man, that's common.
Yeah.
And my grandmother said, first of all, you are not common. Get that into your head. And this is a 12-year-old she's telling me. And a 12-year-old who is busy convincing people that her name is too hard to pronounce. She said, first of all, you are not common. Secondly, this is how your name came about. Whatever after she told me that story, I was like, yes, it's Selokela by fire or force. Because then I began to understand
the
power
magnitude and the power
that
of the
name
name
held.
that you carry.
So I was
It's
like,
very significant because
very.
for the longest time, Batswana le gore lina lebeke se wrong, right? And your naming of a child is very important.
It is.
It's extremely important. So your name carries weight.
It does.
A lot of it.
It does.
And it also has a sense of direction for you if you can follow it. Right? So o motho e leng gore o loketse batho ebile wa lamola. So go lamola ga gago go tla le go loka ka mogare. Right? That's the power that you possess. And I'm here affirming and validating that you're on the right path. Don't be ashamed of it. I know you are not apologetic about it. Get them guns blazing, coming them out and say that you are here and to live your truth the best way you know how.
Exactly.
Love and light to you, Gogo. And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for taking your time. Thank you so much for allowing us to invade your space.
It looks lovely.
It's nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. It is such an honor and privilege to be sitting here with this gorgeous sister of mine, speaking about everything and everything. Very informal, non-preparation. We just go as the spirit leads. This is authentic soul conversations with Itesh all the way from Makapanstad kwa Mosetla. Ke mosetsanyana wa mokhatla o Mosetla. Ke mama rama ke khabo ke khantsha ka bonna. Love and light to you guys. See you guys next time.